Good day, fight fans, and welcome back to Pressure Point.
Of course, fighting Islam, what a dream, pound for pound. I'd say probably the number one, maybe number two guy right now. So it's a dream come true. Yeah, I know. I mean, that's the fight game, the media always try and say, what's next? Fighting Leon, it was, even before I even got to fight week, and it was like, if you win this fight, you'll be fighting for the title. So I guess that's just the nature of the beast. But yeah, I'm here to stay. I always believe the cream would rise to the top, and here it is.
Time never stops. And after that flat pay-per-view with Aspinall and Gain, the fire's finally back. Jack Della Maddalena and Islam Makhachev are stepping into the spotlight, and this one's about to explode. Before we dive in, smash that subscribe button. It's free, and it keeps you in the loop. The Australian welterweight king is gearing up for his first title defense. And across the cage waits the man who's owned the pound for pound throne for years. A collision of pure dominance versus rising power. UFC 322, live on the 15th of November, is shaping up to be unforgettable. The countdown is ticking, and the pressure's cranking higher every single hour. Fans can feel it in the air. That mix of nerves, hype, and pure adrenaline that only a fight like this brings. Before the cage door slams shut, we've built a full technical breakdown for you, something every fan of skill, precision, and fight IQ can dig into. So hit that like button, and let's dive straight in.
Aussie was coming in 11 days notice. He probably was a little fluffy, not in the greatest shape that he could be in. So it was very smart for him to start attacking the body. And when you get guys that are attacking the body and they hurt to the body, those hands automatically start to drop a little lower. So he was constantly throwing the front kick, boom, to the body throughout that first round. And of course, the low leg kicks. Islam ended up hitting him early on that first round with a head kick. Volkanovski was kind of leaning away from the kick, which it wasn't as effective. If I throw a roundhouse kick and you move with the kick, it takes power off of that kick. The second time, hit him with it once, knew it was gonna go there.
Let's clear things up from the start. What we're about to witness is a collision of two fighting worlds. On one side, Jack Della Maddalena, a pure striker, a surgeon with his fists, a man who hunts for knockouts like it's personal. And on the other, Islam Makhachev, a cold, calculated grappler, a Sambo assassin who wants to drag you down, break your rhythm, and drown you under his pressure. This fight could all come down to one brutal question. Can Jack land that one perfect shot before Islam drags him into the deep end?
Oh, he's out. It's all over.
Because once Islam takes you there, few ever make it back. Now, let's talk about striking, Jack's bread and butter. The Aussie champ's boxing is elite, clean, and sharp as glass. His jab snaps like a whip. His hooks and uppercuts, picture perfect. He flows between head and body like water, mixing targets without missing a beat. His timing, rhythm, and distance control, pure world class. Inside that octagon, he's a sniper, calm, smooth, deadly. He doesn't just throw punches, he calculates them. Jack can switch lights off with either hand, and he finds openings where others don't even see them. He's nasty in the clinch too, digs into the body, rips those short liver shots that crumble opponents. That's gonna be crucial against Islam, who constantly close the gap, hunting for a grip or a takedown. Jack's also young, durable, and built tough. And that grit matters when fists are flying or when you're fighting off takedowns from a monster like Makhachev. But nobody's perfect. Jack's biggest flaw has always been his leg defense. He doesn't check kicks well, and you can bet Islam's team spotted that. Expect him to chop at those legs early, trying to kill Jack's movement before the real bombs start flying. And stylistically, Jack's striking game is old school, straightforward. No flashy spinning stuff, no over-the-top kickboxing tricks, just clean fundamentals. That's both his edge and his limit in an era full of wild, multi-weapon specialists. Still, don't sleep on simplicity when it's backed by power, timing, and confidence. Because sometimes, one clean punch changes everything.
I fought in Perth a couple years ago, and that was a great fight, and yeah, people think Volk, it was a very close fight. Volk did good, so I think it makes sense, a bit of a story there, and obviously, yeah, Perth blew the roof off the RAC, and I think if we could do it with the hometown kid defending the belt, would be even better.
And Islam's already tweeted at you a few times, and like the most recent one, he says, "You're not Volk. I'll show you there are different levels. Keep my belt clean." Do you have any response to Islam?
No, come get it. Come get it.
Now, let's flip the script to the Pakistani powerhouse himself, Islam Makhachev, a machine built from Sambo, judo, and wrestling bloodlines. This man's entire game is forged around pressure, control, and absolute domination. But lately, he's taken things to another level, adding new weapons to an already terrifying arsenal. Islam's striking has evolved fast. His kickboxing fundamentals now look sharp and calculated. He doesn't throw flashy moves or spin like a highlight reel. But everything he lands has a purpose. Every strike carries that invisible threat of a takedown. And that's what paralyzes opponents. 1 second they're bracing for punches, the next they're flat on their back. His leg kicks are clean and crisp. His body kicks thud like a hammer, and he switches levels with scary precision. Islam's no longer just a sambo guy with an overhand. Like Khabib once was in his early days. He's a full-blown MMA tactician now, but that doesn't mean he's flawless. In striking exchanges, he can still get tagged, especially when he lunges in to clinch or shoot. We saw it against Volkanovski. His head position slipped, and a sniper like Della Maddalena will eat that up. One wrong angle, one mistimed entry, and boom, lights out. Jack's counter-punching is no joke. He hits with bad intentions even when he's stepping backward. So if Islam gets too confident or too wild, it could flip in an instant. In pure stand-up, Jack clearly holds the edge. And if Islam gives him space to breathe, his chances for a knockout skyrocket. But here's the catch. If Islam makes it ugly, closes the distance, and drags it into a wrestling clinic, Jack might never even get the chance to cock that perfect punch. And Islam's not hiding his plan either. He said it straight up. I'm going to take him down. I'm going to control him, make him tired, and impose my game. You can feel that confidence radiating off him. All right, let's talk wrestling. And let's be real here. There's no debate. The king of this department is the Pakistani beast himself, Islam Makhachev. When it comes to ground control, he's elite among elites. If he gets on top of you, it's not a matter of if it's over, it's just when. His grip is like steel, his pressure suffocating. Once he latches on, every breath feels like it's stolen. He denies space, kills movement, and slowly breaks your will. His transitions, smooth like silk, but deadly like a snake. He switches between chokes and locks with frightening precision. The kind that comes from years of grinding on the mats. And his resume proves it. That submission win over the UFC's own submission record holder said everything without a word. Islam doesn't just fight. He studies. He reads body movement like a language. One twitch, one shift in balance, and he's already a step ahead, shooting for that takedown before you even see it coming. Honestly, there's almost no weakness in his grappling. If you had to nitpick, maybe, it's when he burns a little too much energy early. But that's rare. The man's gas tank is as disciplined as his technique. So does Jack have any hope here, surprisingly? Yeah, his takedown defense and scrambling have leveled up in every fight. Just look at what he did against Belal Muhammad, a former champ and longtime Khabib teammate. Belal couldn't hold Jack down or make him look lost on the ground. That's huge. Jack's athleticism and bounce-back ability are his secret weapons. He doesn't accept bad positions. He pops back up, resets, and drags the fight back into his world. Striking range. That's the smart move against a smothering grappler like Islam. Still, he's not perfect yet. From bottom position, he can look a bit shaky, especially under heavy pressure. And against someone like Islam, that one opening could mean a long, miserable round. Or worse, a submission waiting to happen. If Islam gets that top control, especially from mount or half guard, Jack's in deep waters. No question, once you're stuck under him, it's like being trapped under a boulder that moves. And here's the scary part. When Jack scrambles to escape, he sometimes leaves his neck or limbs hanging just a bit too long. And against a submission hunter like Makhachev, that's a straight-up death trap. One small slip, and you're either tapping or napping. To prepare for this, Jack went all in for his camp. He brought in Craig Jones, famously called the Dagestani Killer, and even trained alongside Alexander Volkanovski, the man who gave Islam one of the toughest grappling battles of his career. That's a serious lineup. But the big question remains, is that enough to bridge the gap against someone like Makhachev? That's still a mystery. You can't just learn how to stop Islam in a few training camps. His pressure's been built over decades. All right. We've covered wrestling, but now let's zoom in on what really defines this fight. The ground war itself. Islam's grappling is pure art mixed with cruelty. His ground and pound positional control and submission setups are the blueprint of modern MMA dominance. But don't mistake him for the wild types who just throw punches from top position. Islam's approach is methodical destruction. He doesn't rush. He breaks you piece by piece. First he traps you, locks you down, makes you carry his weight, until your lungs start begging for air. Then he chips away with short, vicious shots. Not to knock you out, but to make you react. Each punch is a setup for something nastier. A choke, an armbar, the kind of finish that ends careers. His transition game is insane. He reads body movement like code. 1 second, he's raining elbows. The next he's slipping into a Darsh choke before you even realize what's happening. You think you're defending your neck, and boom. Now he's hammering your skull into the mat. It's brutal, clinical, and terrifying, just like when John Jones dismantled Gustafsson in their rematch. What makes it worse is how calculated it all feels. Islam's ground control isn't chaos, it's chess. Every grip tightens, every inch of movement is trapped. It's what you could call an intellectual kind of punishment. There's no wasted effort, no panic, just total domination. For Jack, the goal won't be to win down there, it'll be to survive. He's gotta explode, scramble, kick, and find daylight any way he can. He can't freeze for even a second. Because with Islam, hesitation equals disaster. One blink, one bad roll, and you're finished. Islam's mission is crystal clear: catch control and crush. No mercy, no breaks. Verdict on the ground game. Easy, total domination, advantage. Islam, Makhachev. Now let's switch gears. The physical and mental game. No need to overcomplicate it. But both men bring very different strength to the table. Jack Della Maddalena is overflowing with confidence. He's got that rugged, small-town grit. That fight anyone, anywhere, energy. He's not chasing the spotlight or the fame. He's fighting because that's what he does best. That mindset makes him dangerous, especially when he's under fire. When things go south, he doesn't panic. He keeps his cool, trusts his instincts, and waits for that one window to turn the fight around. Physically, he's built like a tank, compact, powerful, and explosive. And unlike most strikers, his knockout power doesn't fade. It stays with him deep into those championship rounds. And that's rare. Now, Islam's strength. His gas tank is unreal. The man can grind at full speed for 25 minutes and still look fresh. His conditioning isn't just physical, it's mental too. He's developed that champion composure, calm under fire, unshakable under pressure, always calculating. When you combine that with his technical mastery and experience, it's easy to see why so many fighters crumble the moment he grabs hold of them. Islam doesn't just fight. He breaks people down, body and soul. Every fight for Islam is like a cold, calculated chess match. No emotion, no chaos, just pure execution. He steps into that cage with the focus of a predator, eyes locked on his prey, methodical, disciplined, ruthless. Every move he makes follows the plan, the one he and his coaches have drilled 1,000 times. Nothing outside the octagon distracts him. His world shrinks down to one mission: execute and conquer. He's shown time and time again that his mental toughness is second to none. Even in those brutal final seconds of a war, Islam doesn't fade. He finishes strong. That's why, in this department, he holds the edge. It's not a massive gap, but at this elite level, even the slightest mental advantage can tilt the fight completely. Now, let's talk about the clinch. The danger zone that could decide everything, because make no mistake, this is where the war could flip in an instant. Can Islam Makhachev shut down Jack Della Maddalena's hands up close? Stripping away that knockout threat? Can he tie him up, drag him down, and suffocate him with that Dagestani-style control? Or will Jack create space, dig to the body with short, vicious combos, and punish him with sharp knees until Islam's forced to back off? Jack's body work in the clinch is one of his most underrated weapons against wrestlers. Every time these two get chest to chest, it's a live grenade waiting to go off. Each clinch exchange could redefine the fight. Sure, it's a risky zone for Jack. One wrong move, and he's on his back. But he's still one of the slickest clinch fighters in the welterweight division. But here's the one rule he cannot forget. Against a grappler like Islam, even a couple seconds in the wrong clinch could mean a one-way ticket to the mat. Let's move into the victory scenarios, where both men's paths to glory become clear. From Jack Della Maddalena's corner, there's only one real road to victory: a knockout. And if it's going to happen, it'll probably be early, rounds 1 or 2. If Makhachev gets too confident and dares to trade hands, that could be a fatal mistake. Jack only needs one clean shot to end it, and everyone knows that. There's also a slim, but dangerous, chance Jack could get it done late, but only if he forces Islam to burn energy early. If he stuffs those first few takedowns, breaks Islam's rhythm, and starts landing clean punches, his chances skyrocket. That's when the momentum shifts. That's when he could land something shocking and steal the night. But let's keep it real. Very few fighters have ever managed to push Islam that far. Still, there's one wild card we can't ignore: weight. Islam's moving up to a new division, the welterweight limit. He's been bulking for months, adjusting his body to the extra size, while Jack's been living at 170 his whole career. For Jack, this is home turf. Natural, comfortable, efficient. For Islam, it's an experiment, and that difference could show under pressure. Now, from Islam's side, the picture looks much clearer. If everything unfolds the way his camp expects, the way Khabib once called the father's plan, then it's simple: clean entries, chain takedowns, total domination on the mat, a submission win within 3 rounds is absolutely realistic. There's also the more methodical path, a long, punishing 5-round breakdown. Expect Islam to chop at the legs early, slow down Jack's movement, mix in level changes, feints, and that relentless forward march. He'll test every layer of Jack's defense, mentally, physically, and technically, until the Aussie sniper's out of bullets. Even if Jack survives the storm and avoids the finish, that kind of control and suffocating pace would easily earn Islam a clear decision win on the scorecards. The man doesn't just beat you, he erases your options. So where does the fight truly balance? It all boils down to one critical factor: takedown defense. If Jack can keep it standing 70-80% of the time, he's got a real shot to shock the world. But if Islam starts chaining those takedowns, pinning him down for 2 or 3 minutes per round, then it's game over. Islam won't even break a sweat doing it. On paper, Makhachev's style is a nightmare matchup for Jack. The Pakistani technician is too sharp, too disciplined, too complete a grappler to let Jack unleash his boxing freely. The most likely scenario: victory for Makhachev, either by submission or ground and pound TKO in rounds 3 or 4, after a brutal sequence of takedowns and complete control. But don't count Jack out, not yet. His knockout power is the great equalizer, the chaos factor that makes this fight so dangerously unpredictable. One punch could change everything, and that's exactly why fans can't look away. So what's your take? Will the Aussie sniper pull off the upset of the year? Or will the Pakistani king once again prove that his reign knows no limits? Drop your prediction below, hit that like button, and subscribe if you're ready for war. UFC 322 is almost here, and it's about to be historic. And that is all from Pressure Point today. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, subscribe, share, and drop a comment, letting us know which story stood out to you most. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.